Well, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Roots of Success podcast. I am your host, Nate the Great, and today we have a very, very special guest, my guy, Dr. Tom Connelly. How are you doing?
Good. How you doing?
I'm doing really great. I'm glad that we were able to set this up. I know you're a super busy guy.
Sure. Happy to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. So, for the listeners, for the viewers that of course, that are looking at this, they might not really know what it is that you do or who you are. So, if you could kind of fill them in on your profession, what you do currently, and really your story, like your background,
Sure, yeah.
how you got here.
Well, I'm a dentist,
Okay.
and I focus on cosmetics and reconstruction. So most of my patients I don't have regular patients. Most of my patients come to me, we rebuild them, or we make them look pretty, and then we send them back to their dentist.
Mhm.
So, and that's really all we do is the big glamorous stuff. And we tend to draw a lot of fun patients from all different walks of life, from regular people to athletes to singers to actors to politicians. We have a nice sampling of people here. It's fun. It's very lighthearted here. We also have an office in Soho in New York City, but we're really here most of the time.
That's really cool. So, what made you kind of want to get into this field? I mean, you've been doing it for quite some time.
If you start at the beginning, who wants to be a dentist? It's like, I remember saying that to myself, what a stupid job. Who wants to fix teeth, right?
I know what you mean.
But as a kid, I liked my orthodontist, and I thought, that's a cool job. He drove a Mercedes, he seemed really sharp, and it seemed like a good job. So went to dental school to be an orthodontist. Well, orthodontics is extremely boring. Talk about starting a project and finishing it 3 years later, and working with kids. I instantly was turned off, and just decided to be a regular dentist. And I graduated in '97, so 23 plus years ago. But I think when you start out, you're just a regular dentist.
Yeah.
And then you realize you can start making more money doing cosmetics, and you start to like it, and the people like you, and you make them look better, and everybody wants to be a cosmetic dentist because it's fun.
Yeah, I like that. It's funny, Tom, I had braces for 5 years. Man, talk about a process, you feel me? Wow. I'm so grateful for, the fact that I had great doctors, and just, it's the relationship. I feel like that's super important with the clients, because it's, the job of course matters significantly, but I'm sure you can attest to that, like in terms of some of the people that you work on, in terms of all different professions,
Right. Well, it's definitely a relationship. I think that's probably the key, one of the many keys to where I'm at today, or quote unquote my success, is I become friends with all of my patients. From the guy that's the busboy at the restaurant across the street to Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah.
These people are my buddies, and we lean on each other for stuff. Shaq literally just sent me a text today, asked me a question, and I brought up the fact that one of my close friends' niece is dying of cancer, and she's 12, and she's a massive basketball fan, and he FaceTimed her.
Really?
Yeah. So it's weird, that's just to be able to pull that connection through from somebody being a patient, and if somebody videotaped him FaceTiming her is really great. But yeah, all these patients, and one of the reasons we do this, because we truly, it's such a, we care type thing, but we really do. We spend a lot of time in these people's faces, and we get to know them pretty well.
Yeah, and then it makes them feel like welcomed, and like you said, it's just that relationship that cultivates. I'm a firm believer, like, value is everything at the end of the day, especially living in a place like Los Angeles or New York. If you can really just help one another in a sincere and genuine way, I feel like that's just such a big thing in life.
Well, that is exactly how the patients feel. Every patient has my cell phone number in this practice, and texts me directly. Every single patient, we text back and forth. The minute you're a patient of mine and I start working with you, I pull up my cell phone, I say, "What's your cell phone number?" I send them a text. So you text me anytime, 24/7, anytime, I don't care when it is, you have a problem, you reach out. And I think without having an answering service or a secretary or a voicemail or something, that alone, it's almost like people can check that off their list. Like, I don't ever have to worry about anything dentally because I can always get a hold of him. And that is valuable. And that's built a big part of my practice. There's days where I wish I didn't do it.
Yeah.
But for the most part, most people don't bother me unless they really need to.
Huh. That's I like that. Because you're always there for them.
Always.
And the fact that you're always there for them, it makes them feel, they're heard, right?
Yeah.
And I'm sure it's
instantaneous with a text.
Yeah.
I can say, you know what, that's all right. That can wait till Monday. Don't worry about it. Go about what you're doing. Or, you know what, I need you to meet me at the office in an hour. We need to get you an antibiotic. We're going to do something like that. So, we can, sometimes people just need to hear that it's okay.
Yeah.
And they're on vacation, like, great, he says okay, I don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
So, and that goes along with everything, with the 5-star service, 5-star product. What we do is different than what most dental offices do. A little insight into the world of dentistry. It's a dirty world in that, I can, you familiar with the dental crown is?
The crown, yeah.
Most of the listeners know what a crown is. It's, you drill it to it's had big fillings, or it's had a cavity, or it's something wrong with it where it's just so broken down, we got to cover the whole thing. So as a dentist, I get the patient numb, I drill it down, I take an impression. I send that impression off to a dental laboratory. So what laboratory do I use? Okay. It's really, you could almost compare it to which restaurant am I going to eat at? Yeah. Am I going to go to Carl's Jr., or are we going to go to Ruth Chris Steakhouse? Where are you going to get your meat? Where are you going to eat? And so I can have a crown made in China for $12, and it's not pretty, and it barely fits. That same crown I'm going to have made by my master technician, Naoki Hashi, who's got 25 years of experience as a master dental technician, and he's going to charge me over $1,000 for that crown. So we're talking $12 to $1,000. I mean, there's not a lot of space in there. Yeah. And the hard part is you come into Beverly Hills and you got guys in a block from me charging the same fee as me. We charge $2,500 all the way up to $3,500 per crown. They're charging the same thing, and they're doing the $12 crowns. And then they come to me, and they've spent all this money. Yeah. And like, I'm a disaster. We got to cut everything off and put in the good stuff. So that's also what separates us. Every patient that leaves here has beautiful work that fits, that's comfortable, that functions, and the word spreads. Yeah. You just stick to good, clean living, and it works out for you in the end. But you make a lot less money. I'm sure. But eventually it catches up, and you make more money.
And it's worth a bit. Yep. And then the relationships call to it. Because, wow. So how does that make you kind of? Because at first, I'm sure whenever you were getting into things, and like how was it whenever you were first into the industry, and you were learning the ins and the outs, because you've been doing this for quite some time, and you saw some of what the others, like, they were doing it a cheaper way, I guess you could say. How did that kind of make you feel in terms of going to do it? I'm pay over $1,000 for yeah.
When you go to like a dental convention, you talk to the dentists, and I have the best portfolio. I mean, I have the best cases. Yeah, my case is better than anybody's. And I tell them what I pay, and they're like, "You're an idiot." And 15 years ago, I had a Toyota Camry. You guys got Mercedes. I live in a mansion. They got a vacation home, and I'm just a regular guy. Yeah. But I'm doing more cosmetic work than anybody, because everybody sees the work and they want it to look like that. So what's happened, telescope 10 years in the future, now we're doing, when I do a full mouth reconstruction case, I'm not doing one tooth. I'm doing 28 teeth at $3,500 a tooth. Holy smokes. We're getting $100,000 for these cases because we're putting a couple diamonds here. We're doing Post Malone right now, and he's got 17 karat diamond cubes on his eye teeth, and it's $1.2 million. Wow. So there's nobody doing $1.2 million dental cases. Yeah, that's a hefty chunk of change, yeah. It's a big chunk of change. And we're going to do more of them, because we developed the procedure. We're the only ones that can make a crown out of a pure diamond. get the diamonds in Africa. We import them to Belgium. We cut them in Israel, and there's nothing like it. They're absolutely stunning, beautiful, and it's been a fun ride.
I'm sure. I mean,
Yeah, and we get to work with cool people. I mean,
yeah,
I can text Post. He's become a friendly person with me. He's a great guy. You know?
yeah, his manners are incredible.
He's a cool dude.
Yeah, and that's amazing. So, with the connections within the dental world, how did you, establish them? I mean, you're talking about Africa and Belgium and some of these different countries. How did you establish some of these connections?
It's interesting that there's one common thread. I think if you look at any profession and somebody that's kind of pushing their way to the top, is there's this perseverance. There's this pit bull, like don't let go. I'm getting this done. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. We've all seen those diagrams on Instagram where it's like beginning and then success, and people think it's a straight line. It's just this squiggly line, of failures. And I've had my fair share of failures. And I could spend an hour just talking about my failures and all the things all the mistakes I've made, mistakes I still make, and that's basically what gets you there is you keep going. Say, okay, let's do it again. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. One of the things we do in this practice, and one of the things that we're very transparent with patients, is I always tell people, as cosmetic dentists, we have the advantage of making revisions. If I do something and somebody doesn't like it, I can redo it.
Yeah.
I don't have to put them to sleep. I don't have to do that. I don't have to cut them and wait for them to heal. I can do it the next day. So, we include that. Like, if you don't like it, we'll change it. So we do everything we can to not have to change it, but people change their minds. And even if they change their minds, we still change it. Just everybody leaves here is happy. And I think that understanding that you can't always make money, and it's just part of the profession. If you want to be good at what you do, 25% of the time, 10% of the time, I don't know what it is, depends on the year.
Yeah.
I'm not making money on this patient. I'm losing money. And that's just the way it is. There's no way around it, because nobody's going to leave happy. And my practice can take the blow, but we can't take the reputation blow. So we're gonna do it, and we do it sometimes more than we should. But I think 25 years in, 24 years into it adds up.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably a fault of a lot of my colleagues. Is we have a young lady coming in here that's had her veneers done twice, and she wants me to help her. Geez, it's a tough case. It's a tough case. A lot of dentists are unconsciously incompetent. I mean, they don't even know what they don't know. Wow. And so they talk a good talk. They're pretty good at selling because they believe in their heart that they can do it. But at the end of the day, they haven't done 50,000 cases. They haven't done 200,000 or 300,000 veneers. They haven't done enough of it. They've done maybe a couple hundred. They do a case here, a case a month. We do a case a day.
So Tom, I'm curious with, of course, your practice and everything. What makes you guys, besides the $1,000 you spent on like a crown or something for that, and in the great relationships? Let's say maybe somebody that's in business is an entrepreneur. Maybe they're coming out of college or something. What is one outlier trait that you would say is like super important in cultivating very fruitful relationships in any aspect of your life?
You got to go get it. Mm-hmm. I think I said that earlier too, and I don't want to keep saying it, but
yeah.
If I go back to some of these relationships I built with some of these athletes, where for example, with Odell Beckham Jr. Odell came to me a year and a half before we worked on it. We just kept pushing that button. I just kept showing up in his face. I just kept coming around. I just I'm totally doing this. I'm doing this. Yeah. And so, but being that with everybody, following up, being mindful. I don't know if there's one trait. That was your question. Was there one thing? But in my profession, where it's a personalized service industry, it's very important that I have everybody in my bubble. And once those people start being out of my bubble and somebody else is handling them, then it's too big. It's no longer profitable, not even financially, because what enables us to be profitable is the fact that we have that relationship. So, it really is the core of this business is, somebody calling up and say, hey, can you see my new girlfriend? She wants to get veneers. I'm going to pay for it. And then I call them back and say, she needs veneers. It's going to be $90,000. All right, I'll wire you in the morning. It's that simple.
Jeez.
So as opposed to, them calling up and talking to my secretary and saying, hi, this is so-and-so. And she never met him because she's new.
Right.
And then they make an appointment to come in for a consultation. It's disconnected before it even started. And that even pours into like social media.
Dude, so much.
It pours into social media, the fact that if somebody always says like, wow, Dr. Connelly, who does your social media? I'm like, me. I do it. Every day when I'm on the bike at the gym, I figure out what I want to post. And I'm always doing photos. I'm always cultivating things to post, but I don't necessarily post them all. I just put them in a folder, and then I'm like, what are we going to post today?
Like that.
And sometimes it's family. Sometimes it's my wife. Sometimes it's my hobbies. Sometimes it's work. Sometimes before and after. Sometimes it's laboratory-based, technical, educational. We got like 10 subjects we like to cover, and we kind of rotate amongst the subjects. But it's me. It's my passion. It's my Instagram is me. And I can't even imagine hiring somebody and sitting around trying to explain to them what they need to post for me. That's more work than me doing it myself. And what ends up happening is when it truly is you and people start to like you, you're able to like, it truly does what it's supposed to do.
Yeah.
We really don't do anything fake on our Instagram. Like people like rent Ferraris and do shoots and.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's like the hype. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't really. I don't have a fancy car. I walk to work, and I don't think people give a shit.
Right.
To be honest with you.
Yeah.
But yeah, everything is we bring a photographer here. We'll shoot patients. We'll shoot people. We'll shoot procedures. We do funny videos. I've never seen any of our funny videos. We got some killer funny videos that we've, 2-day productions that we've put together. I'll have to show you.
Yeah.
And so that, when you said, is there one thing, one is obviously the relationship, but, pouring over into social media is making your social media be who you are. Maybe you're not, maybe it's not for you because you're not good on social media.
Right.
That's a problem. But not everybody's meant to be the leader of the workplace or the guy that's in the front page or the guy, some people want to work for somebody else.
It's true.
I have a dentist that works for me. She's amazing. She's my assistant. I have a dentist that's an assistant to me every day, and that's her thing.
Yeah.
And she's very good at it, and she gets paid very well to do it, and it's very rewarding. So from an entrepreneurial standpoint or from a leader standpoint, relationships is the only thing that matters.
I like that. Man, I can imagine. Like, I love how you focus just solely on your Instagram page because I can only imagine the amount of DMs that you get to the messages that come through.
I try to answer all of them. I do.
Really?
I do. I'm pretty good at it.
Yeah.
It does bleed into personal time sometimes when they roll in.
Yeah.
And it's pretty easy to weed out the sales ones. I don't answer the sales ones.
Yeah, like marketing, you probably get that.
Hey,
like,
do you want 250,000 followers? We get a lot of charity requests, which is, it's unfortunate because we can't help everybody. What we do is we pick a cause and we just kind of stick with that cause, and it keeps us focused and it helps us to do charity, but not have to veer from it and explain ourselves all the time. My charity has always been combat veterans and or homeless combat veterans, veterans that have gone to war, been in active combat, and they've ended up with nothing. They're homeless. We fix them like they're $80,000 patients. We don't spare costs. We do it the same way as if they came over to check. Yeah, we get some great cases with some great friends, great relationships out of it. And that's where our tithing or our charity's at. So when I have some girl that texts me because she used to do drugs and she's in the middle of Indiana, granted I feel for her, but it's not our. We've already identified where we're going to put our time. So that's for somebody else.
Yeah, no, I love that. It's so impactful, just what social media can do too. Because I mean, this wouldn't be happening if it wasn't for social media.
Right.
Just the relationships you can cultivate, and it's the news, and anybody that you want to reach is right at your fingertips nowadays.
Anything.
You look back, I'm sure 20, 30 years ago, and how things were. You used to have telephone books, and now you just have contacts.
Right.
And it's so mind blowing, and I'm sure for you it's kind of like.
Well, as a parent too, like my kids just ask me a question, I'm like, I don't know, Google it. Yeah, I don't pretend to know everything. And like my parents probably pretended, well, you see, son, this is the way this does this. Like I don't know, Google it.
Yeah.
Ask Siri.
Yeah, watch a YouTube tutorial or something.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's great. So we don't have to waste our time with some of that stuff now. It's just there. We have time for other things.
Yeah, that's so true. I'm curious, what's your feedback on since we have all this tech and the social media, a lot of people are saying, hey, I want to be an influencer and stuff. What's your feedback on just the whole college realm of things nowadays, right? Because obviously with what you do, I mean, college is part of it, but
yeah.
Do you think it's needed as much as what it was years ago?
No, I don't think so at all. In fact, and it wasn't even then.
Yeah. Because,
we all heard the story of like, oh yeah, he didn't go to college, and he's running this multi-million-dollar business. And I can tell you how many of my colleagues have children or guys I went to school with that have degrees that work at Abercrombie, or they work at the mall somewhere, and they've got a bachelor's in fine arts or art history or something. I have 3 children. My oldest is a hockey player. And he said to me, do I even need to go to college? I'm like, well, if you get drafted and somebody gives you a $2 million contract, I'd go play hockey. You can go to college later.
Yeah.
There's no reason to go now.
No, not at all.
Go when you're 30.
Yeah.
And then my other son doesn't want to go to college. He wants to be a police officer. Oh, wow. And I said, great.
Yeah.
Do it. He wants to be a swing. He goes, where's it the worst? I'm like, I don't know, Compton, Watts. He's like, I want to be a SWAT officer. Kind of like, you go, do it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, my parents were like college. Yeah. I know I have colleagues, friends that I work out with at the gym that are electricians that make $1 million a year because they got 20 guys working for them. They got 20 trucks on the road, and they're millionaires. And they're electricians. They didn't spend a day in college, so. It varies. My daughter is a straight A student, literally 4.5 grade point average. Probably get a college scholarship. I wouldn't be surprised if she dropped out. I didn't go to college and opened up a tattoo parlor because she's an artist.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh,
and I'd be like, great.
Yeah. Especially around these neck of the woods and stuff.
Well, there's never been a high-end tattoo place in a nice area that I know of.
Oh, yeah.
It could be very interesting.
I never thought about that.
Right?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Frame it a different way, sell it a different way. Charge. I always felt like tattoo artists charge too little too. I got a tattoo a couple weeks ago. If he told me it was $2,000, I'd have paid him $2,000. I was like, $300.
$300?
We've been here for 3 hours.
Holy cow!
$300. It's just a lot of people that get tattoos don't have apparently a lot of money, but I think that without doing any market research, you could pull it off.
Oh, definitely. I mean, if you have the confidence and you believe in your service that much.
Yeah.
I mean, and I feel like sometimes people are a bit fearful of saying the price based upon they're gonna say it's too much money.
Oh no, I've learned that over the years. I had this conversation with my friend Isaac, who runs Angel City Jewelers, and this chain right here, I can remember when I asked him what it cost, and he told me, I'm like, what? It should be double that. He looked at me, he's like, fine, pay me double. And I said, well, what does this guy in New York charge for it? He goes, he charges about almost double. I'm like, why don't you? He's like, it's a lot of money. I'm like, Isaac, you just gotta drop it. People ask you what it is, she's like, it's $100,000.
Yeah.
And then shut your mouth.
Literally.
Shut your mouth.
Let them talk.
But I know, yeah, so today it's 90. No, just be quiet.
Oh. And that's the thing, in sales, people talk too much.
They talk too much.
And the master sale, I mean, there's a reason why the most successful million and billionaires are introverted. Like literally, it's a statistic because they don't blab as much. Like they know when to fill their piece in.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Definitely in terms of pricing. In my profession, when somebody comes in the door here, and even rich people, you say, "What's it going to be?" I'm like, it's going to be 115 grand. And they look at me and they're like, "For teeth?" I'm like, "That's you want it to look like that?"
Yeah.
You can't even tell it's been done, and it'll last the rest of your life. And they go, "All right, doc." So,
All right, doc.
Right. But don't get me wrong. When you say that number, you throw it out there. You are like, ugh.
Right.
Yeah, you want to do the work. We don't want to do the work. We want to make money. We have good margins. But once you've reached a point where you have enough money that you don't need to do the work, it becomes easier. It's hard, 15 years ago, when you got mortgage payments rolling in and you have car payments rolling in, and you're like, man, I didn't make any money this month. People are like, what does it cost? You're like, 50 grand? When you can make money doing it at 30,
Yeah.
And you need it. Whereas when your bank account's full, people are like, it's 50 grand. I don't care if you don't do it.
Yeah.
I got somebody in the line that'll do it.
For real.
It's much easier.
It's true.
So how do you take that attitude and transplant it on somebody? It's very hard because it's true soul.
Yeah.
When you can look at somebody and say, I don't really need your money.
Right.
We do good work. It's what it is.
Yeah.
If you want it, you're more than welcome to buy it. We'll do it for you. If you don't want to spend the money, so be it.
Absolutely. Because, with your teeth, it's an investment in you.
Well, if you look at my Instagram, you look at some of the stuff that we do. We really do invisible dentistry. You cannot tell people on the covers of magazines and billboards. It's this realistic, beautiful stuff. And when you're making $20 million a year as a celebrity, you don't want people to know that it looks stupid if it looks fake. So, but even if you're CEO of a small company, same thing. You show up to work on Monday with these white chiclet teeth, like, the boss got veneers. You don't want that. You don't want that. And unfortunately, it's expensive. The people that do it, they layer these veneers one layer at a time, 1/10 of a millimeter. They bake it for an hour, they let it cool for 10 hours, and they put another layer. It takes time.
Holy smokes.
Just layer. They layer just like the human body lays down the teeth with thin microscopic layers of porcelain. They just build it up and build it up and build it up and build it up and build it up. So when the light hits it, it scatters in a way that, is that a tooth?
Yeah.
Whereas the cheap ones are cutting it out of a block with a machine.
Right.
It's just a solid piece of junk.
Doesn't take as long either. It's the
machine does it in 15 minutes.
I'd much rather have something that's a longer process because it's like,
well, it looks real.
Yeah,
it is. It's just how it has to be done.
Especially if you're spending that amount of money.
Well, some people do the cheap ones for cheap money too.
Yeah.
So some people do the cheap ones for big money. Some people do the cheap ones for cheap money. So you go to anywhere in the country, you probably get a veneer done for $500.
I feel like that's a mentality thing too. Just the way people kind of look at the finances in terms of what they want to spend, because it's like you always get what you pay for.
We had one of the wealthiest people in the world's wife come in here.
Wow.
It's Middle Eastern money. The guy's worth over $35 billion.
Wow.
And she had her when we were kids. She came in. She needed about 10 teeth fixed.
10 teeth.
Okay. And they had either old fillings or cavities. And we quoted her $35,000. We have our best ceramists do the work. She said, "That's ridiculous. I'm going to a dentist in the valley." She left.
She left?
Never saw her again.
Holy smokes.
So, it is what it is. It is. Some people value it, some people don't.
Man. You're talking about the wealthiest it's
in the world, right?
This ain't somebody on the streets. This is...
People find best value for cheap. And, I've even had, people come in, same thing, they leave and they come back with the work done and ask me to redo it. It's even every scenario in the book happened here. So, it's some of the stuff blows you away, right?
Yeah.
But, Yeah, I don't think there's enough education even on the internet about quality. Squirts of plastic into a tooth and charge $500 for it until you get to fill it.
Real.
And then 6 years later, you gotta have it done again, and then done again, and then done again. Whereas you put some piece of gold in there or a piece of really high quality porcelain, it's gonna last the next 40 years, and you have to pay $2,000. Like, would I rather have this done 4 times or 1 time?
Mm.
So.
Yeah, much rather one time because it's come back and back and back and back, and it just doesn't. The process is just extended way too longer. I'd rather invest way more money, have it done right, compared to just investing.
If you have it. Yeah. I mean, there's a place for these things. Some people say, "Doc, I have no money. Can you do?" Yeah, we can put something in there now, and maybe when you get once you get out of college, we'll fix it in a different way. So there's a place for it.
Right.
But not when you're billionaires.
That's an interesting one there.
Right? Pulling up in a $500,000 car. So, yeah, all right, whatever.
Wow. So what I'm curious about this, Tom, in terms of, because you've done, of course, incredible things up to this point in your life. I mean, what's the next 5-10 years look like for you? Do you have any big plans or anything you want to accomplish within the, just this realm, or maybe it's on a social scale?
No, I don't think so. I think, I've got kids.
Yeah.
And I enjoy spending time with my family. I like what I do. We're doing a lot of this diamond work right now. And it seems like we're doing more and more of it. And having a good time with it. The people that are attracted to it, obviously with it being $500,000 per tooth, tend to be interesting folks, and we're having fun with it. Flying all over the country. Because if somebody says they are interested and they want to have a consultation, I have no problem throwing my staff on a plane and flying to Miami or flying to St. Louis or flying to wherever to meet with them, because a lot of times we close everybody. So it's fun. It's a good time. Been to a lot of concerts, been to a lot of sporting events.
Yeah. Probably places you probably wouldn't have expected.
Never expected. If you go through my Instagram, you go back, I don't know, a couple of months, there's a post of me playing beer pong with Post Malone.
Mm.
And this is before we did any work on him.
Okay.
Where I met him and just spent time with him. And I'm playing beer pong with him and his friend.
Beer pong.
And it had a blast.
Yeah, I'm sure, yeah. He goes in. Yeah.
We won. We beat him in the first game.
Holy
shit. Yeah, he was pissed. But, to be able to do that, I'm working.
Yeah.
It's a good time. Who would have thought you'd be a dentist?
For real.
That's the job description, right? So, yeah, it's pretty cool.
Man, playing some good old beer pong. Just, hey. So I'm sure he's a competitor. Yeah, I can imagine.
Oh, he's a competitor.
Yeah. That's incredible.
Yeah, so we ended up, it would be a game of beer pong. We won.
Okay.
And he couldn't even believe it. He literally says, quote, "This is fucked up. You guys are too old to be good at this." So he goes, rematch. Great. So we did a rematch. They beat us in the end. He beat us by really close. So then we did best of 3.
Best of 3, okay.
And then the third one, you had a little commotion in the room. There was a little confusion towards the end as to if somebody got 2 balls in the same cup, which cup was it.
Yeah.
And it kind of ended in controversy. Mm. So we're due for a rematch.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So last time I saw him, he's like, "Hey, that was messed up. We got to redo that." I'm like, "All right, let's do it." So
give me a date and a time and we'll show up, you feel me?
So he didn't know. The guy that was my partner was a college champion in beer pong.
College champion?
Yeah, in the state of New Hampshire.
What?
Yeah, he won some competitions. So he was just singing it. And so 3 hours before we were to play, I went to his house. He bought a beer pong table. We practiced for 3 hours. So we were right from practicing to playing with him. So we were warmed up. We were ready to go.
Yeah, you were
so we just got in there. It's like, I was sinking him. He was sinking him. He was like, "What is going on?" So we came prepared.
Did Post know about that?
No, we told him afterwards. So,
Man, a champion from New Hampshire in college.
Good, big bodybuilder guy.
Holy smokes.
He's huge, Brad Rowe.
Jeez. Man, talk about a story. Where's one spot in the world you've been to that you would have never expected to just go into? If that makes sense. Like maybe it's some country or their city. Because
to be honest with you, from a country standpoint, I don't leave this country that often.
Okay.
I mean, I did do someone's. We do some work outside of the country. I did a woman's teeth in Cabo on her porch overlooking the city next to her pool.
Yeah.
Because we have a complete mobile unit.
Wow.
So we can go into other countries and do things. We're pushing the rules a little bit, but some of these countries like Mexico, we don't really care.
Right.
Because we're operating within the premise of their home.
Yeah, that's true.
But, I think like just some of these situations where, there's do you know who Roddy Ricch is? Yeah. We were at Roddy Ricch, his first solo concert was at the Hollywood Palladium just a few weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
And I'm sitting backstage with my wife and my friend Isaac and his girlfriend and these two 300-pound bodyguards. And there's got to be 24 people waiting for him to see him. And he, Roddy's not a real social guy.
Okay.
And, for example, in comparison to some of these other guys, they're backstage for 2 hours socializing, drinking, having fun, playing games. Yeah. Whereas Roddy literally showed up 5 minutes after the show was supposed to start with him when he's supposed to go on. And 2 acts before he already gone on. He shows up 5 minutes after he's supposed to go on. Kind of runs through the whole place. Comes into our room. I'm with Isaac, who's a jeweler.
Yeah, okay.
He spends the entire time in the room with me and Isaac and the jeweler trying on rings and doing these things and taking pictures with him. And his mom's down the hall, his aunt's down the hall, and his kids at home. Then he runs on stage. I'm like, I feel guilty.
Yeah.
He didn't spend any time with anybody but me and you. But it was partially because the jewelry and its props and things like that. But
yeah.
But I mean, these places are, they're not dental places.
Right.
Roddy's coming in next. He's doing Roddy's teeth. And a lot of these people let me say it. Some people don't let me talk about it. Some do. Whether we're going to do some diamonds on Roddy. Roddy's huge right now. The number one song in the world, the number one album in the world right now.
Yeah.
We've got some cool people. We kind of laugh. Like this weekend, like I was telling you what we're doing. We're going to this Grammy party with Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
It's you kind of laugh like, geez, how'd that happen?
Right? Yeah.
It's kind of cool.
You probably think back like, man, 20, 30 years ago.
You told me, I would never believe it. That happened.
Right?
That happened. But even like, when I met Shaq the first time, I mean, he's an enormous human being. He's a wonderful person. I grew up watching Shaq play basketball. I think, man, I was even a dentist watching him. Like, hey, you're going to be a dentist someday? You're going to do that guy's teeth.
Right.
Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta be lying to me or something.
Right?
Yeah.
That's funny. And the cool thing about Shaq is we did some follow-up. He had me come down to his house in Orlando.
Okay.
So I flew down there with all my dental tools and made some adjustments and some things. And his house is crazy. But, this is one of those situations where you're like, what am I doing here? This is great.
For real? I bet the doorways are showing,
He's got I forgot, he's got a lot of cars.
Okay.
I'll say 20 or 30 or 40 cars or something crazy like that.
Wow.
Full court basketball.
Oh, I can imagine.
He's got this massive aquarium in his family room that looks like a semi.
Oh, my goodness.
He's got snakes. It's like a big kid's room.
Sounds like good old Amazon in
South
South America.
It's pretty cool.
Holy smokes. Yeah, it's intriguing to me, Tom, because again, you don't expect to be in those rooms, but it's like you deserve to be there because you've worked your tail off. You've been surrounded around great people, and you've sure been through a lot. You failed a decent amount. Because I feel like if we don't fail or we don't go through experiences within our lives, this doesn't just happen.
It doesn't. It doesn't. When I started doing cosmetics in 2000 with Mark Lowenberg in New York City, I wanted to be the guy I am today.
Okay.
20 years later, I wasn't ready then.
Right.
It was a 20-year journey.
Wow.
Which is a long journey.
Yeah.
But I'm 47. I still feel young.
Don't look like it. I'll tell you, 47. Man.
But it was worth it. I do have the dream dentist job, I will say.
Yeah.
You talk to any dentist or dental student, like, oh man, what? Like, yeah, it's pretty cool. We did $1.2 million worth of diamond work and the other guy.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
It's fun.
Yeah.
So
yeah, people are probably mind blown by that, especially because again, people they want to go from year to year,
right,
but they ignore this part and they can't fall in love with that.
You gotta do the inside, they can do the middle part. You
Yeah.
gotta grind it out.
Literally.
When I first started, I thought my path was to have tons of offices. I used to have 7 dental practices throughout New England and New York, and I closed them all. Went through divorce, lost a ton of money, rebuilt, started over, and then I started another company. Just one thing after another. You just keep grinding at it, and sometimes you lose energy. Like, I don't think I can do this anymore.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm just gonna be a regular dentist through it.
Right.
Because there's something about a regular dentist. You're not gonna make $1 million a year, but you're gonna make $300,000 every year for the rest of your life.
I see what you mean. Yeah.
And so, whereas like if you're trying to make $5 million a year as a dentist, and you're trying to do it that way, then the years you're gonna make, then the years you make less than $100,000 in the beginning because there isn't any work. Nobody knows who you are. You're doing nothing. You're doing free stuff.
Literally.
Waiting for the big case to walk in the door.
That relationship building, like you're.
Yeah. Well, not even that. I mean, that's definitely. You don't even have a portfolio. So how do you get a portfolio? You start doing stuff for free. Hey, it'd be great before and after.
Wow.
Can I do $50,000 work on you for $10,000 and cover my costs? Or sometimes it's free because it's a great case. I still to this day do free cases for that specific reason.
Right.
Somebody come to me and I'm looking like, you know what? There's a girl at my gym. I'm in the middle of doing her teeth right now. In fact, she's all over Instagram posting about it. Name's Emily Hayden. I saw her across. She's beautiful face.
Yeah.
Terrible teeth. I walked across, I grabbed her the face. She's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I have to fix your teeth. This is amazing before and after." She's like, "Please, I've wanted my whole life. I can't afford it." So she's documented all the way. She's an influencer on Instagram. She's got a big YouTube following.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Man,
I still do that. Because you need to demonstrate your abilities and you need to be able to show it photographically, videographically, and have people give testimony. And somebody rolls in here and drops $100K, they're not gonna do that.
Right.
Like, you're not taking any pictures.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You can tell people I'm your patient. You can't tell them what you did or show them. So.
Man, I love that because it's like you've gotten to this point now, and you're so grateful for everything that you've done, and you still love to obviously give as much as you can and tithe, and I feel like that's such a major part to really just not just making it, but just being at the top and just continuing to help other people, whether it's like in business or just because. I mean, you saw her, you're like, man, you saw the potential within that. Right. And
there's also capital gains in there for me. I have an ulterior motive, marketing, but still,
yeah.
I have colleagues that would say, shit, I ain't doing that for free.
Right. Yeah.
I'm not losing money on that. I'm like, well, I've got a great before and after, and I got 10 other patients from it.
Yes. And that's about our social media.
It is.
And your network. Yeah, absolutely.
And if I show you some of the pictures on my thing, my profile, I don't, a lot of people on Instagram, they look at likes or followers or comments. I care about one thing, that's profile visits. That's what I care about. I want people to look at something and be like, who is this guy?
Yeah.
Or, let me look more. And so you'll have a picture sometimes I'll post and only 500 likes, and I got 3,000 profile visits. It takes more effort to visit my profile than just to like it. Some people don't like. They're not likers. I'm not a liker. I actually have to force myself to push that hard. Even though I like stuff, I just don't do it.
Really? Okay.
Wow. A lot of people aren't.
Yeah.
So profile visits is big for me. And the interesting thing is whenever I post a picture of me and my wife,
the thing blows up, doesn't it?
It's crazy.
I know what you mean.
It's crazy. But I get leads from because they're like, oh, who is this couple? Oh, he's a dentist. Oh, wow, I was thinking of getting my teeth done. Let me send him a message. It's really something how it works.
You guys will be in the cover of a magazine if you aren't already. I mean, holy cow.
So, you know, I have I don't know 190,000 real followers, which is helpful when they're real. And I don't know, this fake thing is
ridiculous.
I signed up for some young man who was like, hey, I can blow your mind, and it's real people. I'm like, well, what do you do?
Yeah.
He's like, we have a program that makes it look like you're viewing people's story.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And so then they're like, why? And I'm verified. Like, why is this verified guy viewing my story? And they come to your account, follow you, and usually they ended up. I did this for one day.
One day.
I had hundreds of DMs. Why are you checking out my story?
What?
They're like, hey. And they're all like foreigners from other countries. You know, like, this is not going to work.
Did you gain results? Or?
The profile visits went through the roof. I mean, we had maybe 20,000 profile visits in a day.
That's really good.
But the amount of people that thought that I was interested in them personally, from a DM standpoint, it destroyed the DM as a business tool for us.
Yes.
Because it was so clogged with garbage.
You're saturated with that.
Beyond the queue.
Mm, yeah.
And I literally felt almost unethical having some 22-year-old boy in India think that I was checking out his story. You know what I mean?
Fix my teeth for free. You
know, something.
Come on, Tom.
You know, or can you follow me or promote me? Or like, oh my God, this is terrible. I can't even answer these. Literally, I pulled the plug in a day.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Yeah.
But there's a lot of those things out there that I don't. Is 50% of Instagram fake?
I'd say so.
50% of the followers are bots.
Yeah, absolutely. I believe it.
It's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many sites.
How can they not fix that?
I mean, they eliminated because people used to do the organic growth and everything, and then they eliminated the actions you could do on a daily basis. So they're trying to make it more, I don't want to say difficult, but more strategical where you can't do that. But it's just, I don't know how you can control it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure Zuck's got something in mind, but, you know, I mean.
It seemed to me like you'd be able to figure out what's a bot and what's not, because I can, as a human being, click on something and see that somebody's following 5,000 people. They have it's 8 followers, they're all bots that are following 5,000 people, and they have 6 pictures.
Yeah, you can tell it's fake.
You can kind of tell.
Oh my gosh.
Who the hell follows 5,000 people?
I mean, yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's insane. But anyways, Tom, I want to be respectful of your time, of course. But yeah, I'm super glad we were able to put this together and do this. Man, I really enjoyed our chat and things. Where can the audience, where can the listeners and the viewers find you on social? You know?
My handle is at Connelly BDS, so CONNELLY BDS, and then pretty much from there you can find everything.
Heck yeah. And I'll attach all of that in the description below for you guys to check out. And then real quick before we end, Tom, I just wanted to take a moment. Like, you're very inspirational as a person and with what you've done up to this point, the team that you've built. You know, I've met some of the team and they're incredible. So it's like seeing that, I realized that it is a journey. And with the kind of clientele that you work with, it's beautiful. Because it takes time, it takes patience, it takes a lot of persistence, like you said. So with you hitting on a lot of those qualities, I admire that so much because I try so much to just have fruitful relationships, and I've been super blessed and grateful to do so just with this show, you know. So I commend you for that, brother.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Hey, pleasure.
Absolutely, brother.
All right.
Thank you, Tom. Yeah.